Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you. Today we have discussed I'd like to get you are with me. Dear guys, I'm still waiting. Please tell me if you are with me. Yes, Wilfred says he is. Okay. Since you are the only one who answered, Wilfred, okay, I'm gonna shoot a question to you. Do you remember? Just write for me. My input is saying the audio and video is fine. Please respond. Okay. Nidal, Nuaimi, and Ali Jabir. Are you hearing me? The sound is not good. Okay. How about now? How about now? Better. Okay, gentlemen. The question is what we have discussed yesterday. Just tell me the three main topics that we have discussed yesterday. Okay. Three, 4, 5. Yes, the internal and external factors. Yes. Okay. And the implementation process, didn't we? How to draw the internal factors. We did the strengths and weaknesses, and the external So, I will continue today with what we have started yesterday. Okay. Yesterday, in fact, what we have done is we we analyze the internal factors, we analyze the external factors, and then we draw a SWOT matrix. We explore the relation between this SWOT using the strength to grab opportunities and avoid weaknesses and avoid threats. This is correct. Now we discussed as well some generic strategies like positioning, which we talked about cost leadership and differentiation. We talked about blue ocean, and we talked blue ocean strategy, and we talked about as well, if you do remember, the emergent trial and error strategy. We call it emergent strategy, which is the risk-taking strategy. Okay. Now, this is in the area of developing strategy. How we can now implement the strategy. As a matter of fact, strategy remains wishful thinking if not executed. We agreed on that yesterday. All right. And we in fact run the first two slides where we are seeing now that the lion is strategizing, okay, setting up goals, planning and allocating resources, and the leopard down in the screen is implementing the strategy. That means crafting and taking spontaneous decisions to deal with the turbulent environment. So any environment you are in, you have to take immediate decision to grab the opportunities that are ahead of you, or to evade the threats and face the changes that might arise. Okay. Now, if you are in a firm, we do understand that what you're gonna do if you are alone on the personal level. Yes, but however, if you are in a firm and companies, in fact, people implement strategies, not the companies. No matter how big the company is, who implements strategies? It's the people. And when many people are involved and everyone has his own brain, his own understanding, his own way of thinking, now we do need a solution. To what? Because we will be faced with cooperation problems, coordination problems, conflict of interests, and management issues. All right. So how do we, what are the modern ways we can implement or design our firm in order to increase collaboration and communication and coordination? Those are the main points, gentlemen, in order to get the people around one common strategy. If you say, if your strategy, for example, in fact, we agreed together that it's a plan of action. Yes. It's a main development objective. Yes. We have to beat the competitors. This is an objective. This is a strategic objective. Yes. In order to do that, you have to unite all your staff behind you, and this needs unite and collaborate and communicate. All right. So how can we design our firm to facilitate those what we are talking about, the coordination problem, cooperation, and the communication? Two main things we have to think of: the structure of the firm and the management. Okay, what is the structure? Structure is the way, in fact, structure is the way we group people together. All right. It could be hierarchical or could be a structure form, grouping individuals in units. Fine. Now, what is the main objective of this structure and management? It's only, remember, to facilitate communication, coordination, collaboration, and consensus among all concerned, because we are dealing with the humans. All right. It's not only you in the company, it's everyone else. All right. We have to deal with each other. Now, how do we group together? Let us take an example. We have two types of really organization structure forms. We have the hierarchical. Hierarchical, in fact, it's divided into two. The hierarchical is there is a boss and there is subordinates down there. All right, we do agree with that, and we all know that, and we all In fact, in this region, we are used to hierarchical structure, which is the bureaucratic. We do know, we really, I'm sure we all know that, because we are in this region. It's the most prevalent hierarchical system. The bureaucratic is useful, correct, but only in one case, in a stable environment. What do you mean by stable environment? For example, in governments, they don't respond to external factors that fast. So bureaucratic might work with them. Okay, McDonald's doesn't need to really respond to environment, to turbulent environment at all, because to him it's a stable environment, and he needs time to he has all the time to respond to any changes that could happen. So bureaucratic works for him, and the communication and the delay in the communication, it's not a big deal to him. However, everybody else, all private firms, all other firms around the globe, they have to face turbulent environment. They do have to face the changes that's going around in the business environment 21st century. And this changes, it should, because we do need communication, collaboration, and coordination. We have to structure our system, our company, in an organic way to facilitate this. We have to make it flexible, respond quickly to changes. For example, few layers of management, not necessary to be the normal hierarchical we do know. It could be decentralized decision making. So I don't wait to to have a date to meet my boss in order to tell him about something, all right, and then he goes back, maybe he's not available at that day, and it takes me 3-4 days to meet the guy, and then I'm not able to take a decision. No, decentralizing decision making. So if I know the benefit of the company, I take a decision myself, quickly, swiftly, and emergent. So, and not much direct supervision, because direct supervision, it demotivates, in fact, because we are in a modern world. We have to be acting as motivators. We have to decentralize the management with few layers of management. In a way, a flexible structure, we call it organic. What is the whole theme of making the structure organic? The whole theme of the whole story is just to communicate, to facilitate communication, coordination, and collaboration. This is it. I will give you an example. For example, if you have structure for, take GM and Hyundai. What do? They communicate with each other. For example, Hyundai and Kia. All right? Hyundai and Kia. Do you know that Hyundai and Kia, they are the same company? All right? We know that. The spare parts of Hyundai are working mostly 90% the same spare parts of Kia. Do you know what does that mean? It's less cost to them. All right? Why to redesign spare parts? Why to remanufacture and agree with another supplier? Why do we? Many other things. And this is how it's been done. It really been done because of collaboration and cooperation between Kia and Hyundai, which are two separate departments in Korea. GM, exactly different models. If you notice, the Caprice and the Chevrolet Caprice and the Chevrolet Impala and all that series of General Motors, they use most of the time they use common spare parts. Exactly the same spare parts works in here and works in there. That means what they do what they are doing, reduce cost, and they achieving economies of scale. All right, this is only could be done with collaboration and communication. This is it. That's why they formed it this way, in the same, they group the people in that way. Take, for example, Nestle. Nestle, they group the people in by product. Why? Because they have to communicate with the marketing manager often, very often. So they don't put the chocolate and the ice cream together. No, they put the chocolate as a department alone. The ice cream is alone. Why? Because the chocolate has a marketing manager, especially for the chocolate. They need to communicate together. If they are chocolate and ice cream and two different marketing managers, it's very hard to communicate. That's why Nestle, because needs to communicate with marketing often, they make it by product, okay? And the GM and the cars, they make it by function, which is car function. Function is a car. If you take airlines, for example, they take by process. They group the people by process. They have to communicate. The reservation people, they communicate with each other. The baggage and handling, they communicate with each other. Okay, the accounting, they communicate with each other. The whole story of the structural forms is done to facilitate communication, which what you have to do as manager, you have to check which people I need them to communicate with each other, put them in the same group, same structure. Is it by function, by product, or by process? All right. It could be, for example, by matrix, which is function and the product together. And this structure, in fact, is used in projects. For example, I am working in department number X, but I'm working in a project that relates to department Y because I have the skills as an engineer. All right. This is how it goes. And the whole story about it, I just want you to know, it depends on the intensity of coordination needs. All right. This is the main theme of the story. The whole organizational design structure, it depends on the intensity of coordination needs, and then you group it the way you intensify the coordination needs. Now, that is why in strategies, what they say, structure follows strategy. That's why, again, to facilitate an effective implementation of a strategy through speeding up communication and decision making, the structure should follow the strategy. If your strategy needs communication, the structure should follow your strategy. Okay? It's not the other way around. The strategy is the right leg and the structure is the left leg that follows the right one. All right? Please put this in mind, that structure follows the strategy. That's why we put a fourth gear in the drawing: internal capabilities, external factors, and strategy that fits between both. And the structure now is being followed by the strategy. Wherever the strategy rotates, it rotates, the structure rotates with it, it follows it. So it's not the structure that really, strategy is dependent on the strategy. Structure the business firm in a way that easily facilitate execution of the strategy. If your structure does not help executing your strategy will fail. You will not be able to implement it. Okay? It should facilitate communication. Now, so far, am I clear? Please answer me if I am clear, or my sound is clear. Did I cover the topic of structure very well? I'm waiting for an answer, please. Now, yes, it's clear. Thank you, Wilfred. And Nidal. Thank you, Ali Nidal. Yes, thanks a lot, gentlemen. Okay, it's clear. Now we come to management and style. Okay, we structured our firm. Now we need to manage the firm. The old management style is really vanishing. Okay, it is really vanishing. Look at yourself, gentlemen, how you were raised and how you are raising your kid. it is really changed. It's not the same way, and we are experiencing this as well in management of firms. Today there are a lot of high voices coming up, and coming up loudly, in fact, telling that management should change. To manage the people in a robotic way doesn't work anymore. Even the bureaucratic system, it's been vanishing all around the globe, particularly in the new technology sector. Go to Google. Do you see a bureaucratic way of doing things? No. Go to Uber, go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook. No. All those, they are modern, technological. They should face the turbulent environment. They should intensify communication. Then they cannot be bureaucratic. And on top of that, the management style is really changing as well to cope with humans, and to stop dealing with them as robots. Take McDonald's, for example. McDonald's, they deal with them as robots. The same person who wraps the burger, he wraps the burger every day. All day, he is a robot wrapping burger. The other way, putting the fries. The other man putting the fries. The third employee, he's putting them on a griller. And he does the same job all the time. Okay, all the whole day. This is robot. It's robotic. It's not like that anymore. Things are changing. Management style is totally different in the developed world, and the new way of managing companies. Now, maybe the type of business of McDonald's, it has to be like that. Okay, that's why they call it McDonaldism, like the manufacturer of cars. Ford has come up with this as well. It's called Fordism. All right, turning humans into robots, and this has a lot of consequences thereafter, by the way. Now, what is the modern way of management? Coordination, communication, command, rare instructions. Control should be indirect, and the conflict consensus, they need to channel the conflict. I would like you, gentlemen, I will run a video clip. I hope you can see this video clip, and I'm sharing my screen to you. I hope you can see and hear the voice. Please check for me if you can see and hear. Okay, the location may be unsafe. All right.
Organized like a startup. One person's in charge of iPhone OS software. One person's in charge of Mac hardware.
Gentlemen, were you hearing the clip? The clip is a 2 minutes clip. Did you hear it? Did you hear the first sentence, what Steve Jobs has said? So, okay, you did not hear it. Anyways, what I will do, the sound is not clear because, okay, the sound is not clear. What I will do, I will send you the link, okay? You know my email. Please, my email is on the first screen, first slide, all right? Send me an email tomorrow, all of you, and I will send you the clip as an attachment. I need you to see the clip, this clip, because it will really confirm what I am saying about communication and coordination and collaboration. Apple is the biggest, one of the most innovative company around the world, and it's really following suits in exactly the same what I'm telling you about management and leadership. And this is the new way of management. There is another clip which is calls for the future of management and reinventing management. I'm not gonna run it now, but I just wanna send you I hope tomorrow morning I will send you the video clip for Steve Jobs. Okay. Now, this is we have talked to implement. We have to design our firm. Okay. We have to think of the structure. Yes, we have to think of management. Now, also that belongs to management, there is something called incremental strategic change. Okay. That means we need to change as the external factors are changing. So why do we need strategic change? Again, why we do need strategic change? There is a new business environment of the 21st century. What we talked yesterday, the pastel C, right? We talked about political, economic, social, technological, legal, and ecological, and competition. All right. Let us see is another categorization of the business environment of the 21st century. Technology, increased competition and emerging markets, market volatility, and social needs and legal requirements. Aren't they resembling pastel? Yes. The technology disruption, you have customer influence. What do they mean by customer influence? Today, one guy on Facebook could damage your reputation. This is correct. Go to a restaurant and write a bad review on it, you will hurt him. Okay, go to a hotel and then write a bad review, you will kill him. Customer has big influence because of technology. All right, technology disruption, and in pastel there is a technological element. Increased competition, pastel C, the C, and from emerging markets. Market volatility, which is the economic. The social needs, which is the social, and legal requirement, which is legal and ecological, because the ecological issues are legal requirements now. You have to minimize CO2. You have to abide to blah, 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 blah. So the external and the new business environment in the 21st century, it has those four categories, which is exactly the pastel C. That's why we need for strategic change. We always need to change immediately. Turbulent environment. Okay, for strategic change, what do we need? Emergent decision. For emergent decisions, we need to communicate, we need to centralize, we need to structure our firms in a way to take emergent decisions. We all agree on this. Now, how to keep our strategy aligned and fit? Let us see. After drawing strategy, why strategy fails? Strategy fails for many reasons. One of them could tokenism. That means I take the strategy and put it on the shelf. I do nothing about it. Bureaucracy takes a lot of time. Strategic drifting, out of control. This is the strategic drifting. What do we mean by strategic drifting? You see the blue line. Okay, the blue line is the environment change, which is the pastel or the four categories we talked about. Okay. Now, all your decisions, which are like the stairs, Mintzberg and Quinn's view to manage and keep the fit with the environment, those are the decisions by the company. These decisions, they should be incremental. Okay, you don't design a strategy now and carry on with it for the whole year. No, every 1 week you have a new something new externally. You have to take a decision to address it, and then you will be exactly aligned with the environmental change and with the blue line. So the red or brown line, which is it looks like stairs. This is the incremental change phase, and it's aligned with the blue line. And then the strategic drifting, it happens when your decisions and your strategy is away from the environmental change. And this is what happened exactly with Nokia. You see, where is Nokia now? Nokia is in the right in the corner because they did not change with the environment. They did not realize at the point where the technology of smart screen and touch screens are picking up. They did not realize. So they kept going with their operating system, the old one, the Symbian. If they if they have realized, they would still be number one in the market, but unfortunately they did not. That's why they had a strategic change. They did not go along with the technological changes and the challenges that's happening with the in the 21st century environment. As you know, the change is a changing, gentlemen. Today, if it takes you 100 years to invent a car, today with computers you can make the car in 3 days. Okay, if it takes you to draw the your big villa, you need 1 month to draw it. Now with AutoCAD you can build it in 1 hour. All right, the change is changing. That's why you have to swiftly adjust to all the changes of the external factors. In fact, what really goes behind this strategic change, strategic drifting, the culture, because Nokia is always said, well, it's working with us, why should we change? We are making profit, why should we change? Their history of successful history, successful past, it was again putting oil to the whole fire in such a way. Well, why should we change? We are doing, we are successful and doing good business. So what we have to think of to evade the strategic drifting, we should engage in strategic change and induce paradigm shift in order to align with the business environment around us. Now, how we make sure that of evaluation and monitoring? We implemented the strategy, all right, with our management, with our adaptation and fit with the external environment. We implement the strategy with our structure that facilitates communication, coordination, collaboration, etc. How do we evaluate whether we have done yes or good or bad? All right. We do have several models to check our strategy effectiveness and to check our strategic fit. The first model, we call it SAFE model. SAFE, it's an acronym for suitability, acceptability, and feasibility. It's extremely simple. What it says, first of all, it's really developed by Johnson and Schools. Is it suitable? That means, does it address the key SWOT factors, the internal and external? All right, the ones we took yesterday. It should address them. Your plan of action, your strategy should address the internal and the external. The internal and the external. All right. The SWOT matrix. Is it acceptable? Acceptable by whom? By the shareholders, by the management. Because shareholders, in the end, what they are looking for? Money. Okay. Gearing and liquidity. How about the financial ratios? How about the reaction of the stakeholders, of mainly the shareholders? So is it acceptable by them? Now, the third point, feasible. Is it feasible? Can we do it? Do we have the tools to do it? So, suitable, it means suitable with external factors. Not all the SWOT factors, okay, only the external factors. Acceptable, is it acceptable by 3 R's, the return and reaction and risk of shareholders and financial. Feasibility, is it, do we have the internal resources to implement the strategy? For example, if you tell me, well, I'm gonna invade the world with a technology. Okay, do I have an R&D department? No. So it's not feasible. Exactly as if I tell my wife, we're gonna have a very next month a very nice tourist uh, trip, okay, touristic trip around the globe for 1 month, and it will cost us $100,000, and I don't have a penny. This is not feasible. So you can say, because this is internal resources, I don't have resources, I cannot plan something that cannot be achieved. That's why suitability cares for external factors, acceptability for the shareholders, the 3 R's, return, reaction, risk, and the feasibility. Do I have the resources to implement the strategy that I really put? This is the point. I believe this is a model that could be checked. There is another model called the McKinsey 7S. It's a nice model, by the way. You have the strategy, and you have structure, and you have system. Do I have the proper structure? Do I have the proper system? Do you have the proper strategy? Is it linked with our shared values? Do we have the shared values with all employees? The skills, do we have the required skills, the required staff, the required style of management? Okay. For example, our system could hinder our strategy. If our system says that, well, in order to sign this paper, you have to pass it through the system in this way, and this way it takes two days. Come on, it doesn't work. Okay, the system is lousy. It hinders the swift decision making. Then you have to have a system. You have to have a strategy. You have to have a structure that's linked together. This is, we call it easy to change, because it's just a decision, you can change them. However, skills, shared values, and the stuff and style are not easy to change. They are hard element, hard to change. Those are they are built by time. Okay, you cannot get skills of talented people overnight. However, but you can restructure your company overnight, just a decision. You can change your system overnight. That's why if you are sure that those 7S are really existing and they help us tackle the strategy and in harmony all together, we could implement the strategy and we can know. This is the beauty about this model. You can use it before applying the strategy. You can ask yourself, do we have the shared values, the skills, the stuff, the style, the system, and the structure? All right. This is the beauty about it. This is in general two main models. There are really many models to just evaluate strategy, gentlemen. I'm just giving you the two main models that could help you understand what do we mean by evaluating strategies. Okay, SAFE model and McKinsey model. There are two other models, in fact, in the main slides that you're gonna download. I believe you should download and review what we are saying now, because I selected from them the ones that they really help you solve the assignment questions. All right. Now, gentlemen, we are coming to what we call the corporate strategy. Okay. Before I indulge into this section, I would like to take 1 or 2 minutes break for you to digest what I talked and to ask me any question that might pop up in your mind. All right? Because why I'm saying that? Because the corporate strategy section is the section that I need you to focus at. All right? This is the section that will help you solve the assignment questions. Okay, I need to go slowly with this section. That's why I went a bit faster in the previous ones. All right, before I commence with corporate strategy, the multi-business firm section, please tell me, ask me any question you have from yesterday or till what we have finished today. I'm waiting. I will count to not 5, 50 seconds. All right. I'm waiting for questions, gentlemen. Wilfred says it's okay so far. I like that. Okay, then I like to hear from Ali Jabir and Nidal. Ali Jabir and Nidal, please tell me, is it fine? All fine so far as well. All right. How about Ali? Fine as well. Okay, good. Gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you corporate strategy. If we notice yesterday, your assignment questions were about Virgin and General Electric. Correct. And both are corporates. They are not single business firms. What I mean by single business is, I'll give you example on single business. Any firm that it has only one product. Pepsi is single business. Cola is single business. All right. It has other products, but it's single business, mainly single business. Their major focus is single business. All right. However, Kia is not single business. Why? Because Kia and Hyundai, they are not only cars. You have cars, you have elevators, you have washing machines, home appliances, you have turbines, you have cranes, you have many things. Hyundai, see, Nissan, same thing applies. Samsung, you have Samsung cars. You might not have heard about it, but it's there. You have Samsung cars, Samsung elevators, Samsung mobile, Samsung computers. Okay, it's a multi-business firm, more than one line of business, and many of them are not really related. What's the relation between cars and phones? Nothing. Okay. Well, there is a relation between phone and iPad. What is it? It is consumer electronics. So who sells you the phone can sell you the iPad. Correct? Yes. But who can sell you the mobile phone has difficulties to sell you the car. He has to study it first. So totally different types of business, totally different industry. All right. The corporate is the multi-business firm. So let us understand what is a corporate, what is the multi-business firm. It's a business that operates in more than one industry or market. More than one industry, it means more than one product. Industry, TV industry, elevators industry, car industry, blah blah industry, whatever. Okay, or market. Market could be United States, it could be Africa, it could be India, it could be China, it should be Asia, it could be Middle East, blah 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 blah. Okay, so the multi-business firm is a business that operates in more than one industry or more than one market. We call it multi-business firm, diversified, and uses different distribution channels because he has distribution channel for mobiles, he has another distribution channel for cars. As a matter of corporate strategy, generally called diversified corporate. Okay, so multi-business firm is, we call it diversified corporate. So GE is diversified corporate and Virgin is a diversified corporate. Now, what is the structure of corporate? The structure of the diversified corporate, it's a corporate, you know, the head, the blue corporate, and it has business units down. Business unit is the line of product. For example, the mobile business unit, another business unit for cars, business units for food, another business unit for detergents. Okay, they could be all belong to one single company, and we have many of them, by the way. For example, Nestle is like that, but they don't have cars. Okay, but they do have many other things. Now, in between the business unit and the corporate, what do we have? Common services. What those common services about? It's extremely easy, gentlemen. They supply them with what? With IT services. So that's why the Mercedes, if you want to buy a spare parts of Mercedes, you go to the internet, go to the Mercedes headquarters to check the spare parts or your registration card or the serial number of your motor. Okay, IT service is common. All right. The computers in all business units connected to one central server. The payroll system could be common as well. If business unit 1 or business unit 2, they want financing from banks, they cannot do it alone. The corporate does it for them. Then this is services from the corporate. That is why if you have a problem, my dear, with Citibank in your country, if you have the problem with Citibank in Qatar, for example, who will be sued? The Citibank headquarters. That's why this is a corporate responsibility. It's the parent. Okay? So those services are common to those business units, but it is really limited. It's only limited to what? To some fixed assets. For example, they will tell them, okay, we have a very big building. You take this floor, and I'll take the other management business unit takes the other floor. It could supply them with assets, fixed assets. Could supply them with financing. Well, you need $2-3 million. All right, on loan. I will help you take the loan from the bank. So the loan is taken by the corporate, by the parent. Okay. Each business unit has a manager on top of it. They will help them in the IT services, as I said, with the payroll, with HR. They could, those limited central services from the corporate given to all business units. Okay, common. Do we have a question so far? Did you understand the structure of those business units, of the corporate itself? Clear. Thank you, gentlemen. As long as it's clear, this will really help you in writing your assignment, because the corporate should be this structure, the corporate on top with management to manage them. All right. Not everyone playing alone. Fine. Now, in line with its strategy, the diversified corporate could either be related diversified or unrelated diversified. I think we went through this. What do we mean by related diversified? Related, take Apple. They have the mobile, all right? They have the mobile, They have the iPad. They have the notebook, MacBook. 3 lines. Okay. Tell me one thing. Are they related? Yes, they are related. They are electronics. Consumer electronics and related. Yes, they are related. Okay. Take Samsung. They have cars, they have mobiles, they have elevators, they have cranes. Are they related? No, they are not related. Fine. Let us understand what is the relation. Good. Let's understand what's the relation between related and unrelated. Okay, Mercedes is related. Why? Trucks and cars. Fine. Philip Morris. Let me take Philip Morris the end. Apple is related. Samsung is not related. Microsoft, Hyundai is not related. Mitsubishi is not related. We all know that. But I would like you, gentlemen, to tell me about Microsoft and Philip Morris. Okay? Please, I will give you 1 minute. Tell me, Philip Morris, related or unrelated? Microsoft, related or unrelated? I'm waiting. I will not continue until you tell me. Philip Morris and Microsoft. I will count to 1. Microsoft is related. I did not hear about Philip Morris. For Microsoft, it's mainly related. Okay. Microsoft is related, correct, because it makes Windows, it makes operating systems, okay, it makes servers, blah, 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 blah. Okay, software. I do agree. Philip Morris is the company that manufactures cigarettes. Marlboro. So it seems no one of you is a smoker. You are not smoking, guys. You don't smoke. Aha. So also related. What do we mean by related? No, we don't. Okay, good. Good, you don't smoke. Philip Morris, in fact, is the corporate that's responsible for the manufacturing of Marlboro and Pall Mall and Davidoff and blah blah blah, many types of cigarettes. In fact, everyone thinks that Philip Morris is related. Why? Because they are manufacturing cigarettes. Okay, no matter what is the type of cigarettes. But there is one thing, gentlemen, I would like you to hint out. Did you notice nowadays there are a lot of fight on cigarettes and smoking? Of course, you do. You do notice. And Philip Morris is a smart company. What they have done, they said they thought that this is external factors affecting our business. They are fighting us. So if they win in courts around the world, okay, our sales will decline and they might force us to close down. So what do? We have to diversify. What they have done, they bought Kraft company. Okay, Philip Morris is a very rich company, by the way, because selling cigarettes is not that easy. It's very cheap and selling it for a very dear price. All right. So what I need you to know, look how Philip Morris thought of the future. External environment killing it. The political and legal factors are killing it. Then why should we wait until then? Let us diversify and buy a food industry. And they bought Kraft. You know Kraft. This is the big cheese company. Okay, and it's not only cheese, by the way. Now, finished from this, I would like to put another identification of related diversification, the characteristics. What are the characteristics of the related diversification? SBU belong to same core activity, technology and industry. We all know that. They more often similar strategies, because what works in here works in there. What works in phones works on iPad, works in notebooks. Okay. The corporate often help devising the SBU strategy. They often help devising. Why? Because all the SBUs are related, then they have similar strategies, and the corporate could help in devising those strategies. And the communication among business is frequent. Why? Because they are related. The skills of the Apple iPhone could be used as skills in the iPad or in the MacBook. This is correct. Today, if I have a question in mobiles, I ask my son and he can solve it for me. If I have a problem in my computer, I ask my son, he can solve it for me, because they are related. The same skills work here and there, same applications even. Did we understand the relatedness? The corporate, one main thing, the corporate often help devising SBU strategies if they are related. Okay, what is if it is unrelated? What happens? SBUs, cars and mobiles, for example, Samsung. SBU operates in different industries. Okay. Different strategies deployed in each, correct? Why? Because strategies for cars different than marketing for mobiles. The corporate at this stage, what does it do? It does not interfere in the strategy because it has many lines. It doesn't devise strategy for all. It just approves. It asks the SBU, do your own strategy for your line of business, and I will approve it. They will approve what? They will approve, well, they will ask him, I need 6% sales. Okay, and then I will make an appraisal for you if you did not approve, if you did not target. They put targets for them, so they appraise and approve the strategy if it goes along with their main corporate strategy. All right, and the communication across business is not that frequent. Why? Because what should the car manager talk about with the mobile manager with? This is normal. So far we are okay. Now the question, could the unrelated business be related? This is the point. Take Samsung, for example, which is unrelated business. Could it be related? Well, at the first moment, no, it cannot be related. But if you think down to it, it could be on the corporate level, it could be related. How? There is a question here, says yes, they share the same source of screen. What do you mean by screen? I'm talking about car and mobile. Ali, about Samsung. I'm talking about car and mobile. They share the same source of screen. What do you mean by screen? Are you with me? Are you with me? This is a mistake. Okay. Acceptable. We all do mistakes, my dear. So, they could be related in the corporate level. I will really give you an example. If I am used to deal with detergents, okay? and I am dealing, there is another line of business called called articles, small articles. Another line of business called chemicals. Okay, they are unrelated, but they are all fast moving consumer goods. Then the corporate could have in mind a logic behind fast moving corporate goods. There is a way to make the fast moving corporate goods, FMCG we call it, there's a way to make it appealing and marketing them. In this way, it could be related. All right. Am I clear in this? Please tell me. I need to hear from all of you gentlemen. Am I clear that relatedness could be on operational level, how they can, the line of industry, line of business, and it could be related on strategic level. The strategy behind marketing the detergent exactly the same as marketing the articles. It's clear. Yes, very glad to hear that it is clear. So at the corporate level, they could be related on operational level, and they could be related on the strategic level. Why? Because there is a strategic rationale. There is a dominant logic connecting them. For example, I deal only with the startups. So there is a common dominant logic behind this. It's always all startups. When I have a non-startup, I get it out. For example, if I'm dealing with entertainment, okay, I have contracts with singers. I have a broadcasting station. I have a radio. They are all unrelated, by the way, okay, but they all have the same dominant logic of entertainment business. Because if you are asking a man, you want to appoint a manager, you can get an entertainment business manager to manage all of them. There is a dominant logic behind it. Who can manage this entertainment, he can manage the other entertainment. Okay, and if I have a food company, the food company is out the scope of this dominant logic. All right, I think, did I make myself clear? Please. Clear. Since it is clear, gentlemen, it means if you understand this slide, you can solve the assignment questions. This is period. Understand this slide. Now, what is the role of the diversified corporate? Corporate HQ, what it does? As we all know, vision, mission, objectives, corporate strategy, directions, and the growth. He tells you, well, I need 6%. I need the strategy direction. My strategy direction is to compete here and to compete, how to compete there. Structure, I can structure the company like I need those two business units. You can say, well, merge these two units, decrease the number of SBUs from 10 to 5. Okay. The corporate management, I can manage you, I appoint manager here and there. Corporate governance, I am responsible for their mistakes. Parenting issues, I advise them, I protect them, I police them, I give them central services. Do we know that? Yes, this is easy. Now, read what's written there. Often, corporate does not interfere in an SBU strategy. It just appraise and approve, unless they are related businesses or there is a certain dominant logic exists among all SBUs. That means related on strategic level. So on related business, the corporate interferes. It helps devises the strategy. In diversified corporate that are not related and there is no dominant logic, it does not. It just appraise and approve. Okay. Now, What do we mean by corporate strategy directions? Remember this slide, strategy direction. If I asked you about strategy direction, two things you have to think of: where to compete, how to compete. How you direct your strategy as a corporate, not as a line business. Because line of business, we discussed it yesterday. The line of business, you could, for TVs, for example, you can take cost leader, differentiator. I want to take blue ocean with the differentiate with equality. I want to make a plan of strategic plan to invade the market, to improve the quality, my quality. This is a strategy for you, how to compete, okay, to get the skill, to get a talent. The corporate thinks bigger than that. The corporate thinks, where should I compete? I should compete here in this country or in that country, okay? And how would I compete? Do I have the skills? This is how they do. Now I will start. So whenever I ask strategy directions, you think of where to compete and how to compete, and you get to those two and use the models. Use the models. Again, use the models. I will start with how to compete. How you normally compete? With your internal resources, capabilities, core competencies we discussed yesterday. You compete with your positioning strategy, with your new idea, with a new initiative, with new technological innovation. You compete. All right. You compete with in a new attractive industry. You analyze an industry and you check that, well, there is a new attractive industry. I can compete in this. All right. You think you have the capability, you have the core competency, you have the innovation, you have the new idea, you have new initiative, you can compete. Your position strategy, you can compete, okay? This is how to compete, period. Anything that gives you source of advantage, fine. Now, where to compete is different story. Where to compete, it means we have to think industry and we have to think market. Which industry to compete? Where? In TVs or in broadcasting or in cars or in mobiles or in and plus in India or in China or in Africa or in the States. Industry and market. Now for industries, we have a model called corporate portfolio management. The model is BCG matrix. For markets, we have growth options to grow. All right. Now, let us go for the BCG matrix. This is an easy matrix, gentlemen. Below down, horizontally, we have market share, and we have how potential you are, how potential you can grow, potential. If you have high market share with low potential to grow, that means your business is cash cow. Keep it with you. It gives you a lot of money. Take Marlboro as an example. Marlboro, very high market share and low potential to grow because everybody is smoking. Who is smoking is smoking. Okay, they cannot even make commercial on TV. So it's a cash cow. It generates money and very little money to spend because we are not allowed to commercialize, to put ads in TVs or in on streets or billboards or whatever. We cannot market it, so we cannot invest. We can invest in innovating the Marlboro, but even this is limited. So it is high market share and low growth. It is cash cow. If you have low market share and low potential to grow, we call it dog. Divest it immediately. Immediately close the business. If you have low market share but a high potential to grow, that means your product is new. Like iPhone X. Low market share of iPhone X. Last month has come up. It has very big potential to grow, though it's called problem child. You do a lot of things to it to enrich its market, and then you move it to stars. Why? You will be having high market share with high potential to grow. The goal of your goal is to make it cash cow. So to generate money and low potential to grow. All right, this is the trip from problem child to star to cash cow. All right, and at the end, the cash cow after in technology, after 1-2 years, the cash cow will become a dog. This is how it goes. All right, take the iPhone 3 for example. Now it was a cash cow, now became a dog. It was divested. Okay, it's gone. This goes along with what? With the life cycle of the product. All right, I need you to understand this is the BCG matrix. It's Boston Consultancy Group matrix. It will help you know which business should I divest. I should divest low market share, low potential, divest it. I should invest in what? I should invest in stars. I might invest in problem child, and I might get them dogs if I don't have a potential. All right. Am I clear so far? Please tell me. Yes, clear. Good. Now, this is what I mean: star, cash cow, question mark, and dogs. Okay. This is very important slide, gentlemen. When to exit or divest a business, according to corporate portfolio management, which is the BCG, if business is performing badly, making losses, divest it. However, the financial performance, again, I say again, gentlemen, hear me. The financial performance is not an indication for the future. All right? What you think of? Ask your manager, we are making losses now. Should we close the business? What he will tell you? Let us try this. Let us try that. Let us change our strategy. That means he is thinking of what? He is thinking that he has some capabilities that could create competitive advantage for him. So you try as well. If the business does not, if you don't have capabilities to create advantage, also you can divest it. Okay. Now the third point, if the business does not fall into your dominant logic, if you are dealing with FMCG and now there is cars, this is a way, it has totally different strategic logic, strategic characteristics. So I close it. All right. I'll give you an example. I deal with fast moving consumer goods, and I have a department for cranes, and the cranes is making losses. What do? I will check if it's profitable. If it's profitable, I keep it. Not, I will check, do I have capabilities to make it working? Not, does it fall into my dominant logic? No, it does not. Exit it. All right. 3 questions we have to ask ourselves. Question: what if a business unit is making losses but has a positive impact on the performance of another unit within the same corporate? Do we need to divest it? Very good question by Wilfred. Yes. In fact, many businesses they could make losses, and as management you keep them because they will help you with other business units, and this is a decision being taken by management due to the financing, using the same assets and all that, numbers and analysis. I had passed through this. I really teach accounting for managers and finance, and I know in some cases there is a business unit that could it's making losses, but if I close it, I will make losses in another 2 business. That's why I keep it. All right, my losses will be bigger in the other 2 if I close it. This happens. However, we are talking about strategic issues. All right, I divest the business strategically. I exit the business if making losses, and I don't have capabilities to make it up and running, and it does not fall into my dominant logic. In your case, Wilfred, it could fall into your dominant logic because it's helping you. All right. Now, the other point of where to compete, we talked about what to exit, okay, and what to invest in, the cash cow stars and the blah 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 blah, the BCG. Now, the other model we have the products and market, the growth options model, which is which available strategic options do I have for corporate to grow? The corporate needs to grow. We have a matrix here for an existing market and existing product. I have a strategy called market penetration. Take, for example, Apple in the United States made iPhone X, okay, and it has existing product iPhone X and existing market United States. It will ask the iPhone SBU business unit, go for market penetration strategy. Now, if you have a new product, go for product development strategy in the existing market. If you have a new market and existing product, that means you are in the United States and you want to invade India, okay, with your products. You call it market development. I develop my market. I develop it. I upgrade it. Okay, I develop my market. Then my market is, it's not only in the States, it's in India as well. I diversify my market. And if your market is new and your product is new, then it is either related diversified or unrelated diversified. They call it conglomerate. This is where GE, General Electric, stays. Okay, I think this is growth options are easy and it's really piece of cake. And if you are existing product, existing market penetration, existing market and the new products, product development strategy, and we all know that this is to me it's silly, and it's it should be to you as well. So those are 4 strategies for the growth options for diversified corporate strategy directions. This is market penetration, product development, and the market development, and all that stuff. Now, my question, gentlemen, the diversification, it could be, as I said, related or unrelated. Would you tell me which is better for the firm, related or unrelated? Please, I need you to answer me. You have 1 minute because I need to spare I have 10 minutes to finish. I need to spare half an hour for the assignment questions. Now, I need, please, 1 minute to tell me, in your opinion, the related and unrelated, which is better for the firm? The corporate, if the corporate has related industries, is it better, or if it has unrelated industries, it's better? Tell me. I will count to 3. Tell me, gentlemen, which is better for the diversified corporate, the related or unrelated? Unrelated seems less risky. Okay, this is good, Wilfred. Good thinking, less risky. Yes, this is what Philip Morris has done. Ali Jabir said both should be good. Unrelated will have bigger market. You are okay. You have good logic. Related will be smaller business but specialized. Very good logic. In fact, there is, gentlemen, there is a research has been done and proved that you both of you are wrong. Why? Because the related has a big advantage on the unrelated. Why? Take Apple, for example. The same distribution network, the same showroom, they could sell Apple phone, iPad, and MacBook, and all the related consumer electronics. they could share the same skills, the same salesman, same sales force. They could share the same research and development. They could share the same financing. They could share the same customers. Who buys Apple, who buys iPad, buys MacBook. Okay, this does not apply to the unrelated, because who buys car goes different showroom to buy Apple, to buy a phone. Who buys a phone goes to different place to buy elevator. That means it costs them a lot. For the related, there is something called sharing resources and capabilities, and they are sharing the resources, the assets, the fixed assets, the financing, and the capabilities, the skills and labor force, sharing them. And it is sharing as well on the intangible reputation, the brand name, and the management capabilities. Who manage the mobile, who himself managed the MacBook. All right, so there is something called economies of scope, right? That is why. But if Mr. Ali Jabir said, but if there is one problem in one product, it will affect on other product. Yes, this is in related. You are 100% correct. However, for them, it is really better because it's getting more profit. Better, we mean more profit. Okay, this is what we mean by better. It's more profitable. That's why they save on cost. They have bigger profit margin. Okay, if they have a product, one problem in one product, it will affect very good. But also, if you have in unrelated, you have big problem in one problem in one product, it could affect the other unrelated because they are affecting the brand name. And that's why what firms are advised are to stick to the knitting, to be related. If you want to open up a business, try to open it related to make better money. However, are we advised to open up new business? Do we if we are advised to open up a new business, how do we open it? Related or unrelated? They said related. Why? We are advised to invest and create new business units because it could give us parenting advantage and relative efficiency because we have the same management capability. Okay, for example, if you have take Mars and Cadbury. Mars produced the ice cream and Cadbury produced the ice cream. All right, what happens? Mars opted to make the to market, to create the SBU for this ice cream business. Cadbury sold its name, sold the license for this Cadbury ice cream to another company to manufacture it. Which one is better? In fact, Mars is losing on ice cream business and Cadbury is winning because it did not cost them to create any SBU. Mars, it cost them to create a new SBU. So they have the management capabilities. It gives them advantage. Now, you have another theory. If they are related, you have a cheap cost of entry. For example, Google bought YouTube. It's easy. Why? Because they can share the same resources, the same skills, the same cheap cost. It doesn't cost them to enter the YouTube market. Why? Because it's electronics and they are on the internet. So it satisfies. They call it better off test. This is theory 2. You can create related as well if your new business falls into your strategic dominant logic. Like, look, back to the divestment. Divest if it doesn't belong to your dominant logic. Now, if it belongs to your dominant logic, invest. If it belongs to dominant logic, if there is a dominant logic exists or satisfies Porter better off test, which is cheap cost of entry and synergy to share resources, Like you, the people on YouTube can manage the YouTube and can upgrade the YouTube because it's same related. They can share the resources, and they do have parenting and management capabilities. Who manage here and he can manage there. All right, this is the advice to create a new SBU or to open up a new business. Try to make it related. Now, my point, gentlemen. Does that mean firms are not advised to diversify and invest in unrelated businesses? Definitely not. Why? You are right. Definitely not. If a source of competitive advantage exists, if you are innovative, if the industry to you is attractive, so you can add value, so open. All right. So to open unrelated business, think of those. Do I have source of competitive advantage, internal resources? Yes. Is the industry attractive, which is external analysis? Is the industry attractive? Porter 5 forces. Yes. You have to read, gentlemen, Porter 5 forces in the book. Please read it in the book. Porter 5 forces, yes. So you could add value. Why not open? Be careful. This is a good slide. Now, the last slide, last note on corporate strategy. All unprofitable, diversified, unrelated firms. Gentlemen, I repeat, I have 2 minutes before going to assignment discussion. All unprofitable, diversified, unrelated firms are often called by shareholders to what? To break up. Why? Because it is unrelated, very big, and the management of the big and unrelated is not that easy. That's why most of them, they became unprofitable. Then the shareholders will tell them, come on guys, break it up, make two different lines. If it is unrelated, make the related a company and the other related another company. So you can focus on one industry and get us some profit. Okay, as an alternative strategic action to get back to profitability. This is the last note about corporate strategy. I hope I covered the corporate strategy, and I really covered this corporate strategy. I gave you hints, gentlemen, that I did not give in the workshop that I held in Dubai. Why? Because I am feeling with you. Now, I believe if someone is hearing me from that batch who attended the workshop, they really envy you because you have got information that they have not ever heard from me. All right. This is because I am feeling with you, gentlemen. Assignment discussion. I will give you 1 minute to ask any question. If things are clear, I will continue. We have half an hour left. Okay. Please, I will give you 1 minute. Just take rest and ask a question if you need. I'm drinking water. Is everything clear? Is everything clear? What you have got, gentlemen, no one has got. One issue when focusing on one industry related. If there is a seasonal or cyclical downturn in the industry, then it is better to go for unrelated, at least from risk mitigation side. Well, if you are that, this is one of the reasons, my dear, the corporate diversified corporates, they go for unrelated just to make it less risky. Everything in this world is a trade-off. You lose something and you gain something. Okay. The main reason that makes corporate goes to unrelated industry is to make it less risky. For example, if you are dealing with a company that dealing with cement, and dealing with the steel, okay, they are related because they are related to the same industry of construction. If the construction industry gone down, he will not be able to sell neither cement nor steel. All right, what they do, they diversify. Okay, I do agree with you. This is a less risky. You are right. However, who is more profitable? The more profitable is the related. Did I answer your question and make myself clear? Please tell me yes or no. Yep, clear, but we need to revisit Porter 5 forces. Yes, Porter 5 forces, what he says if you are with your competitors this is one force. Okay, you are affected by suppliers, you are affected by buyers, you are affected by substitutes, and you are affected by new entrants. All right, you have to analyze these 5 forces and check who is high and low. If all of them are give you advantage, then the industry is attractive. All right, this is the max I can give you, but I advise you to read Porter 5 forces. It's easy to read it and to understand it very well. You are mature, and I can see how professional you are. All right, any other question, please, before going to assignment questions? Fine. Nidal says fine. Okay. Wilfred and Ali Jaber, please tell me, fine or not? Wilfred and Ali Jaber. Wilfred, fine. Ali Jaber, fine. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. You made my day. Now let me go to what is this guy, the assignment questions. It's individually. We already talked about this slide yesterday, and we continue. The first question yesterday, we answered it, okay? Resources and capabilities that they link the separate virgin companies. You do know. Now, if I were you, in fact, but I'm sure that you did not do what I advise. If I were you, I would have read the case question, the virgin case, at least, and then I would have answered the first question. But I'm sure you did not. Maybe everybody is busy with his job. But we already finished the first question, resources and capabilities linking the separate virgin companies. There are few resources and capabilities that are core competencies giving competitive advantage to virgin, and they belong on all. So it's not the building, it's not the money, it's not the structure, is not. There are 2-3 things common to all. Just tell me and support it, test them if they are the ones giving competitive advantage. Now, this is a PowerPoint, we said. Which business, if any, should Branson consider divesting? Study the corporate strategy and check. Virgin is unrelated, so which business should he divest? All right. Again, which business should he divest? What we do, let us study the corporate strategy and check when to divest. There are 3 things. What criteria should he use in deciding what a new diversification, a new business to open? Should he open related? I don't know. You tell me. Should he open unrelated? Tell me. And what criteria should he use to open the business? Okay. He should use blah, 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 blah. Read the Porter 5 forces model, read the Porter better off test, read the licensing, read blah, 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 read whatever. It's there. How want to create new business, want to diversify. Now, the third question, what changes in the organization structure and management? what do you advise in terms of structure and what do you advise in terms of management? In fact, when you read the version, you will see that it's really mixed together. Just what do you advise? This is just a bonus question for you. It will help you really to pass. I think this assignment, it's extremely easy and you should have no problem with it. Do you have any question? After we have discussed the corporate strategies, you should not have any question. Please tell me if you have a question now. I'm waiting. Okay, there is a question now. All fine. Thank you, Nidal. About the others, no questions. Fine, fine. To me, it's fine. Okay, I will go to the other assignment question. The GE. I don't know, gentlemen, is it 3,000 words or 3,500 words? I don't know. It might be 3,000, might be 3,500. I don't know. Just check it in the assignment questions yourself. Now, okay, 3,000. You're lucky you. In what ways Jeff Immelt redirected the strategy of GE? I say the question again. In what ways has Jeff Immelt redirected the strategy of GE? What we are talking about? Strategy directions. If you go to corporate strategy section, you check strategy directions is about what? Two things, two decisions, blah, blah. Discuss them. This is the first question. All right. Extremely easy. If I am you, I will really take an A, because what the module tutor is telling me, the solutions. I don't want to mention more than that. Anyways, it's extremely easy. Now, the second question, to what extent is the strategy aligned with the requirements of 21st century business environment? We talked about this yesterday. About GE resources and capabilities, we talked about this yesterday. Now, what the third question, what organizational changes has the new strategy necessitated? You know, Jeff Immelt redirected the strategy of GE. It's a new strategy. Now he's asking, the second question is asking, is it aligned with blah, 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 and GE resources and capabilities? Now, what this new strategy necessitated, yani, what he needed to change in the organization to make this new strategy executable. He made many things. If you read the case, you will say he changed that, he did that, he did that, he did this, he did that. Now, another question, will GE be able to successfully execute it? Tell me the challenges here. What the challenges could be faced by Jeff Immelt? Will GE be able to successfully execute the new strategy? If you go to the slides, you will see the challenges, the quest to achieve the fit and to achieve the strategy execution. And now, the last question. What alternative strategy should GE consider? Think of this. What could GE consider? What could she consider? What alternative strategies she might have? It's a diversified, unrelated, maybe suffering some losses, blah, blah, blah. Do you advise to exit from somewhere or enter in another market, market diversification, product development, to innovate, to what, to blah, 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 blah. You just tell me what alternative strategy should GE consider, after writing everything. These are the two assignments. I believe after those 2 days, those continuous talking about the strategies and the slides and many stories about companies, I believe you are fully equipped now to start tackling the assignment questions. You do have till January 19 the deadline. All right, gentlemen. And all the questions that we have talked are really became easy to you if compared to what you have read, read it, the first time you have read it before the attending this webinar. After this webinar, I do believe, and uh, I fully really believe that things are now turned to be easy to you, and you have no problem, fully equipped, exactly uh, as as uh, as capable. You are now as capable as the ones who attended really the workshop. All right. Now take care. What I want you to take care of. These are my advices. Focus on the topic. Focus. Clear. Paragraph heading and subheadings. Be analytical, not descriptive. To be analytical, use models. You will be analytical. Support your idea with evidence. Don't tell me, exit this industry. Tell me, where did you read this? Support it. Because of what? Why? Harvard referencing and references. All right. Read the case. Look, read the case and the assignment questions 3 times. Not less than that. Now, the format of the first one should be analyze and address question. It's as I said, a PowerPoint with notes section, and the recommendation, conclusion, and references. So 18 to 20 neat, good-looking, appealing slides. Assignment 2 format should be contents, half page, executive summary, and introduction. Analyze, address assignment questions, paragraph heading, limited use of bullet points, limited use of fonts. Don't use many fonts. Use relevant academic models. Support your ideas. Run recommendation, conclusion, and references. Neat, good-looking, and appealing, ready to appealing to read essay. And what I mean, make it appealing to be read. This is the whole story. Now, any questions? First of all, something that I need you to know. No drafts. I don't accept drafts, okay? Because you, as the others, I don't accept the drafts. I have 80 students, 2 assignments each. That means 160, and I have receipts from others. And each assignment, I'm spending 1 hour on it to mark. I don't have all the time. I'm a very busy professional. All right. Today, now I'm in the office till 15. All right. I did not see my family yet, so no drafts. I'm ready for any question that could come up to your mind, and then you can send me any email. Never, my advice, never leave things to last moment. Plan ahead. You are working with strategies to plan ahead, my dear, my gentlemen. Cater for external factors at personal level. External factors. You might break your leg tomorrow. What do you do? Unauthorized delay in submission will cap your mark. Okay, if you are to take an A, it will be capped to C if you're delayed unauthorized, and you will not be authorized for. You cannot tell me, oh well, my boss is really grumpy and giving a lot of pressure. I'm traveling a lot. I have a lot of work under pressure. I cannot please extend. No, every one of us is like that. I study in the plane. I have family. I'm working 16 hours. I am under pressure. I'm heading 3 divisions. Okay, and at the same time doing all my job correctly on time. So No excuse unless there is something humanitarian issue that you want me to know. I will allow 1 week max. Review before submission. Don't submit before rereading your file. Make sure you submit the correct file. Many students are submitting the first version, and they will tell me, sir, please, please, please. Once you submit, my dear, I cannot change it. I cannot delete. Okay, it's not up to me. You cannot send me your assignment by email and tell me, please, this is my assignment. No, because I mark it, and then the second marker will have a look at it because it should be on the internet. It should be on Nile site, and the examine board will check up on both of us. All right, it's not up to me to receive it by email. And spell check your assignment. Don't let I was marking today one assignment. I found something really funny. Please let someone read it for you. Okay, before I always do that myself. Okay, I wrote my dissertation and it's published in journals. In order to get it published, because I asked 2 people, friends, to read it for me. This is not shame, all right? It's not wrong. It's a very healthy process, a very healthy behavior. Please note that. So let someone who's English speaking read it for you, because your brain will be focusing on something and you need another thinking hat. And keen to see all of you passing, and you should pass, because what you have got nobody else has really got. Tell me, gentlemen, if you have any question. Now, what we have gone through: strategy definition, process analysis, data, blah 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 blah, formation, development, positioning, emergent, strategy implementation, change evaluation, and corporate strategy, corporate role, and assignment discussion. And this is the most and very important slide. I'm displaying it to you. Good luck and thank you, gentlemen. Tell me, I will wait for 1 more minute. Do you have any question? I believe now you are fully equipped, better than the ones who attended the workshop. Okay, this is for your information. Now we do have a question. It's not really a question. It is from Wilfred. He's saying, thank you very much. I really thank you all, gentlemen. Not only Wilfred and all the rest who are really hearing me. And I hope I did a good job with you. I hope I did something that could help you. And Mr. Nidal and Ali Jabir also extended their thanks. Nothing in mind now. Many thanks. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. I'm keen to see you all passing, and I believe this is a very easy assignment. You are fully equipped. You don't have any excuse. All right. I really baby fed you, spoon fed you. All right. We will send to you email for the YouTube link. I will send me tomorrow the email, please, tomorrow, because I'm leaving on Sunday for the festive seasons. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year 2018 ahead for you and all your family, gentlemen. That's why tomorrow is my last working day. If you send me an email, okay, send me your name and tell me the subject, Steve Jobs clip, okay? So I can remember immediately. I will attach it to you with just a reply, and you will receive it. It's just 2 minutes clip, and it's very interesting. It will show you how collaboration and how the new management style of innovative companies are really experiencing. I will tell you now, Good night and goodbye. Thank you for your time and thank you for everything, gentlemen. And the last thing, bye bye.